What's good, Soul Train Syndicate? It's your boy Soul Blaze back at it again. Today, we have a very special video. Today, I'm going to be playing my favorite format in the world. That's going to be Little Cup National Dex Draft League, okay? That is the format I want to try and get the best in the world at, if only for a split second. So, join me as we are going to build for SOS, which is my SOS Little Cup Draft League. We are currently doing what's called a hybrid cup, where we play both formats, singles and VGC doubles, for Little Cup. And obviously we're doing a round robin for each of the format. If you move on, you will play in a playoffs, kind of like a best of two, where you play one singles game, one doubles game, and if it gets tied from there, then you will tie break the third game with a random coin flip format, and then we have a grand champion at the end. So this will be my pool game versus my very good friend Haakon. Have not met in real life. We were close to meeting. Hopefully I'll meet him someday. Hello Haakon, if you're watching this video. You get to see my thought process behind how my LC brain works for preparing for battle. So join me as we're doing the team builder, and then the battle will follow. But if you're hyped for this content, you gotta make sure that you're subscribed, baby, because that's how we get this channel growing. So make sure, please pause the video right now, go check you're subscribed, drop a follow, drop a comment if you will, and leave your thoughts about the video. It's highly appreciated. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so I'm gonna explain my entire thought process of how I do this. The first thing that I like to do is that I like to obviously start a new showdown with the right format. I also like to name them. We're not going to put in any mons yet. There's something we have to do first. We have to get ready, what I like to call here, as I will get this ready, just so you guys don't see any super personal information. Right. Right, this should suffice. Okay, so we're here. This is where I'm going to be putting already. Obviously this does not expose anything about that kind of battle. So we're just gonna put the right format, which is SV. We're gonna put in our stuff and gonna delete everything that's non-relevant. Same here on the other side. I'm just gonna delete everything that's not relevant. And then we paste in my opponent's team. We go to the draft league document. We find our opponent, which happened to be right after us in the draft. Copy that team, shamon, shabing, shabang, and then plop it right in, baby. It doesn't need to look just the exact same formatting as here and such. It does not need to do that, as long as it doesn't mess up the actual code. You should be fine. So we actually have to, for regional variants like this, we have to make sure that it's right. Assign the Terra Captain, so it's shown in the preview. And then we just head on over to Matchup Center, and then we should find it right here. So it will take a little bit for this page to load right here, obviously. And then I just pop that out and like a little. I'm trying to minimize this so I can watch it while I'm kind of looking to do the battle thing. It has to kind of encapsulate the entire preview. So just gonna give me a sec while I fix that. And we have a little bit of space to work with here. And this is just for the video. Obviously, you guys can just completely assign half of your screen for one of them and the other half of your screen for the other part. That should be enough for us to look at. I'm gonna put this right here. And then obviously I'm going to right there. The calculator is fine. We can minimize that a little bit. We should be able to see everything here. You guys cannot see it because of my camera, so I will scroll down so you guys can see it. There you see the full preview. Perfect. So we just keep it like this. Yes, okay. So now that I plotted in my opponent's team and my team, obviously, you can see my weaknesses. I'll give you the courtesy of watching over my team's weaknesses, but you will see it if you plug it into this document yourself, so it's not going to be that big of a surprise. But the bigger surprise that I'm revealing my cards here, I am actually giving you the courtesy of how I look at my own team, which is something that you don't often get in draft. So for this matchup, the first thing I'm thinking of, the first thing I'm asking myself, and the first thing you should always ask yourself, is Pokemon is a turn-based game, so the first question should naturally be, who goes first? As you can see, Haakon has a little bit of a higher speed gap because of Elekid. Elekid hits 95, which becomes 20 base speed, and I don't have anything with 20 base speed. On top of that, it has a good matchup versus my Terra Captain, so that's a little bit. Also, so the first thing that pops into my mind is Staryu might have to Terra into something to deal with Elekid, or maybe something that's not weak to Elekid anyway. Perhaps might want to investigate that further. Next up, the next thing I'm thinking about, now that I know Haakon will be going first a little bit more than me, I can also determine that by looking at the overall speed, that he has like an overall better speed than me for the most part, but also that his ace is Corphish, which I know from experience that relies on Aqua Jet, which is a priority move. So even if I did have higher, faster base speed, he would go first. Okay, so here is what I'm thinking. Staryu and Rufflet. My Rufflet outspeeds his Corphish, which is really nice, right? So if I put in Rufflet, obviously Rufflet is going to say NFE, but it's still allowed in this format because obviously it's a draft league. We're not playing the Nat Dex tier. We're playing in the Nat Dex tier, but we're not playing by the complete Nat Dex regulations. We're playing by the regulations set by the draft league rule set. So check with your local native draft league rule set. Some stuff might be legal, some stuff might not be. I'm gonna put in Hustle just because I know that's the most probably consistent one. So we're gonna start there. But I know from experience, and I know from looking at this, that Corphish is gonna want to, if we're talking Corphish versus Rufflet, right? It doesn't matter if Corphish has 14 speed. It does not matter because my Rufflekin has 16, right? So it's going to click Aqua Jet versus me, which kind of prones me to... like, I can look into running 15 speed because then I would still outspeed Corphish, and I would still probably just tank in Aqua Jet because he should know that he's not faster than me. Or even if he doesn't know, even if he just clicks expecting to be faster than me, it doesn't matter because I'm faster, correct? So I'm going to tank less damage. The only way this is not true is if he doesn't care that I'm faster and he goes for a liquidation anyway. Obviously, this whole video is going to have the battle in it as well, which means it's going to be posted after the session. So there's no way of him getting any insight on me like that. Only after he's watching the battle. And we're going to have to replay in doubles too, but then the scenario and the draft and the thought process is going to be so completely different. I can promise you that it's... like, not even I'm going to have to predict what Soul in the future is going to bring for that doubles match, because the doubles is just such a different format. So I don't feel like I have to worry about that. The only thing I would have to worry about is if Haakon gets past the pool just like me and we face in playoffs, which if that's the case, well done. Congratulations for making it past. That's really awesome and hype. Also, if that happens, I never truly believe in bringing exactly the same thing over again. Just because some things are brought for surprise factor, and also you can gauge what ideas and theories from the battle didn't work out the way you expected, and then kind of optimize them based off of that. So you should, like, some core concepts can stay the same, but still some changes should be made for a rematch based on the data and evidence you got from your other battle. Not that I'm much. I'm known for my rematches. I tend to lose them a lot, but that's because I bring such a strong surprise factor. So, right, let's get into it. Obviously, we're just gonna start out with 16 speed. Now, I know this because Rufflet relies a lot on its speed to go first and faster. There is some things on his team that I'm worried about, like Elekid, like Archon, but me investing, like, the difference there, it's not going to be that much. Like, I think that it's just going to be, like, even if I go 16 here, like, Elekid is still going to be faster than me, and Apom is going to be faster than me, Archon is going to be faster than me, and Galarian Farfetch'd is also going to speed tie me. So the only thing I need to consider 16 for is if I want to speed tie this Galarian Farfetch'd. So I'm going to look into Farfetch'd Galarian to see, because I want to look at it like it's on my team to be able to see what could it do to completely mess me up? And I think Final Gambit, if anything, like, oh yeah, knockoff is scary, not necessarily Brave. Like, I have the typing matchup, so on paper I could run 15 speed and let it be faster than me, but I do take neutral from close combat. So I want to hop over to the calculator, okay? Just pop in a standard Rufflet Scarf set, compare it to Farfetch'd Galar, just standard Scarf set, and just see how much damage we're talking about. Close combat has a 30% chance to OHKO me, okay? And that's if I'm not running a Eviolite. Even if I'm not, like, even if I would get more defensive from running 15 speed and letting Farfetch'd Galar outspeed me, this can crit through leak, because this is Scarf, he can run leak and this can crit. It can also just be an unfavorable roll. He could have stealth rocks up. There are so many factors. Like, that's an insane amount of damage to want to take for free. So I will run 16 speed, although there is a lot of evidence. I will admit there is a lot of evidence here that would suggest that running 15 speed could be a good thing, because you don't, like, from running 16 speed, the only things you evade is the close combat damage and the Final Gambit, unless something gets speed reduced to like 15, but that's a very odd case. Most of the cases here point me towards running 15 speed, but I will run 16 because I will give Haakon that credit. I do. It's kind of like, you could, to someone really new in the game, for example, you could definitely kind of skill check them by running 15 speed here and become more tanky and do stuff like that. I'm not going to take that risk. I think Haakon is smart enough to kind of take advantage of that, and I don't think that it's going to be that much in my favor. Going to try and make sure that my attack IVs does not get dropped from the foul play standard. If you're not running any physical attacks, obviously it's going to change. But if I like put in Brave Bird, for example, it's going to start taking them up again. So that's just the way it works. But sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes it does mess up. Now, if I'm like, and the thing is, if I run Scarf too, right, I can outspeed a Lickid. So there's kind of a notion to running Scarf here. There's some logic to it. I can outspeed several threats I'm worried about. I can outspeed a Lickid. I can outspeed Apom. I can outspeed Toadschool. I can outspeed Archon, right? Now, my point here, and I can also speed tie Scarf, Galarian, Farfetch'd. Now, however, it does not give me anything for Corphish, because even if I outspeed it, I've already talked about the fact that it can just Aqua Jet me. And without having the extra defenses from Eviolite, and it can Terra Water, and its adaptability boosted, and possibly Life Orb or Choice Banded, we want to be able to tank at least one of those hits. So we're popping Eviolite on this bad boy. Scarf is not a bad item on this whatsoever. It's amazing. It's absolutely fantastic, and I highly advise you to run it yourself. But we're not going to be doing that today, just because I want Eviolite. And what is often run with Rufflet and Eviolite? Well, there are two main concepts and ideas of running Rufflet. First of all, you run Scarf, which we talked about. Second of all, you run Eviolite, and then you run this. Bulk up, baby. Bulk up. Now, listen, and you listen well. Here are the things that can mess me up. Static Elekid, Archon out of Defeatist, Flame Body Litwick, and Aqua Jet Corphish. Aqua Jet Corphish, we've done what we can. If we get defense boost ups, that's amazing. I'm going to put Roost on this too, which means I'm not going to run U-turn, because obviously if you U-turn, you lose all your boosts. So even though it's good coverage and momentum, we're going to have to put that elsewhere, just because of the way we're running this specific Rufflet nature. It would contradict our current set of moves. Now, there is a little thing here. If we're running this, obviously that's going to pertain the rest of our EV spreads. We're running standard. I think this with Eviolite is going to be fantastic. I don't see any reason to not run max physical attack. We want our damage to do as much as possible. I do recognize the fact that I could have ran Home Claws here to kind of negate the hustle boost, but the defense boost from bulk up is going to be worth it. And if I just hit my move, I think we're going to be in a great spot. What stops me, however, is stuff like Archon, because Archon, as I can see, unless he Terracore fishes into something that resists flying, it would be Archon and Elekid. Elekid is pretty frail, so it's going to take a bajillion damage even from a resisted hit because it's stab hustle boosted, okay? And possibly bulked up too, so just keep that in mind. Now, Archon, however, can run Oranberry. And my question then is, how would I run an Archon for this Rufflet? Obviously, I would run it max speed, max attack. How much does that leave me in the other areas? Okay, I can run 1 defense, and I cannot run any HP. So we're going to calc an Archon that can run 76 defense. I don't believe in the fact that it's going to be Eviolite. And we also have to consider the fact that a Stealth Rock possibility can be there as well, because we want Stealth Rocks up real bad for Archon in this matchup. So we're going to focus our game plan around that, including that, not centralizing it, but it's going to be a main focal point to our strategy. It's going to be bulk up Rufflet, and Rufflet, as per chance, can set up bulk ups easier versus an Archon who's in Defeatist versus an Archon who's out of Defeatist, right? So that's going to be one of the main plot points. We're going to put Archon in Defeatist. Now, how much does a head smash do to me? Obviously, this is level 100. Kills me 2 times over. Perfect. That's all I needed to know. Because that means even if you're at Defeatist, 40%. Head smash still one-shots me, which is why we need the Eviolite, right? Because now suddenly we live a head smash. It can miss. We can bulk up. We have counterplay. This, however, not so much counterplay. Running Eviolite and just, yeah, so we have to get Archon out of Defeatist, okay. But my main plot point was figuring out Oranberry heals 10 HP, which is how many percent of 100? Should be not the best at math, but we can see how much percent is 10 out of 22. 45%, okay? So if he's under, like, that means that if he's basically at 50, this is 45, right? So if he's at 100 and Bravebird does, I can even, like, the most consistent roll is 15 damage. So let's say 15 first. No. How many percent, maybe? No. We had it so good the first time. Can I? Because I'm not great at maths here, okay? 15 out of 22 as percent. 68%. Yeah, so it's 68%, I suppose. It's 68%. Now, 100 minus 68 plus 45. That's 77. And he's going to be, with Oranberry, he's going to be back in. Which means that I kind of have to go for a game plan where we have to look into running a move that's stronger for Archon, that, like, outside of Bravebird, right? Because of close combat and superpower being neutral, we can look into one superpower basically means we use one of our bulk up boosts. We could definitely do that. But because close combat would make us weaker on the special side. Do we live a Thunderbolt for a Malekith is my next question. Superpower also kills you. Perfect. That's all I needed to know. But Thunderbolt does kill me in return. So it doesn't matter if I run close combat or not. This is Life Orb. So let's check non-Life Orb too. Yeah, basically kills Rufflet. So we need to switch in for Lekid. So we've established 2 things, okay? One, I want to run close combat, Brave Bird, Bulk Up, Roost. I've figured out my moveset, I've figured out my Rufflet set. That's what I want to bring. And I have some notes. I have, in order for Rufflet to work effectively, I need to look for opportunities where I can get up Bulk Up boosts, okay? I'm not that afraid of Spore, because if Toadstool stands in front of Rufflet, we just pure Brave Bird, and that's going to go before the Spore of the Toadstool, just because that would go through its ability Mycelium Might, giving it negative priority, and I would go first and I would kill it and it would be no problem, unless I miss because of Hustle. And we've already established that I need Hustle for the damage through the calcs that I've just shown you, because of the Archon Defeated Range, because we need it for superpower for our fighting move to kill a non-Eviolite Elekid, and Elekid rarely runs Eviolite. If it runs Eviolite, that could also be a possibility, but it still does a lot of damage, and with Stealth Rock up, it has a chance to kill. Low chance, but a chance to kill nonetheless. So there's that. But that's just 1 out of 6 Pokemon, baby. So now we've established our main route. That's going to be Dudley, and that's going to be Shiny. So I've thought about everything. I've thought about my set. I've thought my spread. I've thought about which moves I need for damage and why. I've thought about what kind of role it fills, and I've thought about my item select. So now I have to keep in mind I have one of my Eviolites here, and we move on to the next member. Usually you figure out if you want to do it from like a... if you kind of know less about what you want to run. I always kind of put in my ace just really quick, just because I know I'm going to bring it. Like, I don't draft Rufflet to not bring it. Like, they're like... honestly, right? Unless Rufflet has the worst matchup of all time, I'm bringing Rufflet, and even then I could probably just cook with it to the point where I could probably get it to do something just because it's that good, and that's why you draft it first, right? So there's a high possibility that you would bring it either way. We already talked about Staryu and the form of Terra into a different type, so we're gonna bring that. He could have Stealth Rock on the Tentacle and stuff like that. For Tentacles, I like to bring Ice Beam. It's just the way it is. I'm a water type, they're a grass type. I'm faster than them, they're quite effective, can't tear away from their type. The only way they live is Focus Sash, and even then there's a chance to freeze. So I kind of can't go wrong with it. I also like Rapid Spin just because it's the best Rapid Spinner in the format. You more than likely need Rapid Spin on your team for some reason anyway, just to keep, in this case, Toxic Spikes out off the field for the most part. So I would say that's a good play. That's a good play. So I am going to run Rapid Spin, and that also might procure me to what's it called? I think it's I'm going to bring Rapid Spin specifically for Toxic Spikes in this matchup, and probably Rocks. I think there's a chance of him bringing both, right? And also this establishes the fact that we need a water move, and that's going to be Scald, the best water move. He has a lot of prominent physical attackers. We're talking Apom, we're talking Archon, we're talking Elekid's physical moves, so we're talking Galarian Farfetch'd, and we're talking Corphish. Even if it tear away from another type, or if it stays water and resists Scald, there's a chance of that burn, which completely messes them over unless they run Facade, or maybe Rest, or some kind of counter. Like, it forces them on the back foot, forces them to have some kind of something for it, like a counter or something. It forces them to play, kind of, a little bit. So I like Scald a lot, very spammable. Also, if I get burned on something that's not very like that good on, for example, like a Toadstool or like a Coughing, and those are the minor examples. That's gonna still be nice residual damage that I want on. So but the most important reason I'm bringing Scald is because we're hitting his Ghost type. His Ghost type, which he will try to use the Rapid Spin block if he like this basically gives him not a Rapid Spin block. Or a very, very niche Rapid Spin block. Because he would go Litwick on my Rapid Spin, I'm faster, and I just Scald it, and it's gone. That's the main idea. Maybe it lives a Scald. Like, this is why you calc, for the most part. Staryu. I'm going to put Defensive just to start. That also lives Thunderbolt from Elekid, which might... But I still want to go Physical for sure. Let's see... Litwick. Shoutouts to Litwick. Might want to do... See, it doesn't kill. So that's a momentum for him to put out Trick Room. And then I'm not faster, even if I 2-hit KO. But Scald is just that move. So despite of wanting to run a different water move for Litwick situations, Scald is just the GOAT for 1, 2, 3 and a half, 4 other members on his team, and it's just going to be that nice. So, and that also means that since it 2-hit KOs, that means Litwick can't hard switch and predicting rapid spin in case I Scald, like in theory, you know. Obviously he could Azak like rapid spin and then it's a 2-shot and then he could do something, but like on paper it's not a safe option. Now, because we're talking so much about the fact that I think Staryu is one of the few members on my roster that are not going to be that are going to be able to keep up with his higher speed tiers. Not Elekid, of course, because it's 1 speed faster, but things like Apom and everything below it can kind of keep track with, which makes Analytic worse. So now the next thing I have to figure out, obviously I have a move left over. We don't need to talk about that just yet. I think it's fine the way it is. So I think I want to move over to ability just because I want to, in regards to that, figure out, do I need, if I can survive an Elekid hit, and all of a sudden I can't anymore because Life Orb guarantees the 2 KO anyway, right? So if it's not Life Orb, it's probably going to be Life Orb because that's the standard set. It's a very common item on it for this particular reason. Analytic does boost the damage significantly, but that's only in the case where it's supposed to one-shot me anyway. But then I look at the fact maybe I can Ground Terra to counter it. If I Ground Terra, Ice Punch does that much, and then I can go for that. Is that worth over Natural Cure? Over Natural Cure, helping me with the fact that Toxic Spikes can poison me and does do considerable amounts of damage to me? No. Because I think Analytic is a little better, it also works versus the Trick Room that Litwick can set up. It works against Scarfers, it works against Switches, and since this is my Terra Captain, really scary to switch or to stay into or switch out of. It puts on a lot of pressure, and if I win the switches harder, he might not even see the Analytic damage coming, knowing it applies on switch. I don't know how much Haakon knows about Analytic. So I figure we're going to run something like this. Obviously, this kind of Staryu is really standard, and we're going to run it because his team is mostly physical. We want that. You can definitely do 1-5-6 like this as well, for sure. You could also run Life Orb in this situation, but we need Eviolite for the tankiness. Because, or else Ice Punch, even if he predicts us to Ground Terra, Ice Punch sands us, bro. I also want to just see how much he does to like a Dark, you know, just like to a normal type. Like a type he hits neutrally, I mean. Yeah, so Thunderbolt is a 2 KO, but obviously we're not going to switch into Staryu anyway. Is there any other Terra types that we specifically need for the matchup? I actually figured out just now that I cannot Terra into Ground. Because I would become weak to adaptability, Water Terra Corphish. And despite me outspeeding him, he would send me. But I figured out a different one that works really well. Grass. What Grass does for me, yes, I become weak to Ice Punch, but we already saw that should be okay. I could also Slap Recover on this last slot if I need the sustainability. It depends on how badly I need a move for the third slot to hit stuff with. Let's see that real quick. Scald for Corphish. We could use Thunderbolt there, which also would be nice for Archon, but we're going to Scald that anyway. We're probably going to Scald spam versus stuff. If Corphish starts Dragon Dancing, we need something for that. We do need something for that, but outside of that, I kind of like Recover here. I feel like I hit his team really nice with just Skull Ice Beam, so I think Recover is going to be our move of choice there. So we've used both our Eviolite slots. We have the ability on deck. We have the set on deck. And we know we have our Terra type on deck too. Grass to not get spored by Tentacool, or Toadstool, I mean. We also resist both its stab, which means we can set up Rapid Spin to take away hazards. We could do all kinds of stuff. I become weak to Archin and coverage from Elekid, and also become weak to coughing. So we need an answer for coughing. But the thing about grass is it resists the electric for Elekid, which means I could resist electric move and hit him with analytic boosted water move like Scald and burn him and do kind of do stuff that way. Or I could Rapid Spin and then do that, but Rapid Spin has a chance of proccing static, so I might not want to do that after all. Maybe just damage is better. People also like to run Hydro Pump, but I think Scald Burn potential is much better, so we're going to do that. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with this set. Hopefully Terra Grass serves me well. We're going to have to see. Now I'm going to figure out the other members that I want on my squad, right? Looking at it, like we talked about, we need something for Corefish, right? We do need something for Corefish. I do think Scraggy with Intimidate is a good start. Already, it's the best fighter. Intimidate helps loosen some of the offensive pressure he has. I do have to remember that if he runs Scrappy to hit Shuppet over Steadfast, which is a little... Like it, yeah, I can see him bringing Scrappy, but I think he would like to bring Steadfast instead. Like, at least I would do that. I don't think I would do it to hit Shuppet when I have knockoff, because Shuppet is not that bulky of a ghost. Like, it's going to drop to knockoff probably anyway. But he might think that he needs that to just spam close combat easier. Maybe he does, what do I know? But I think Intimidate is going to, for the most part, help versus that Corefish if it gets a little bit out of hand. It can also stop the promotion of Dragon Dance. It could also stop Archin. And obviously, for healing, we do Drain Punch. I think that's pretty solid. I would do High Jump Kick. Like, trust me, Knockoff, obviously. You run Knockoff. Best Dark Stab ever. Best move in the game. Stab Knockoff, remove items, remove Eviolites, make them squishier, make Drain Punch do much more damage. Also, the fact that you can remove Scarf, so you can become faster, and then Drain Punch for health. And yeah, it just does solid amounts of damage. It kills Litwick probably, and then I get burned. So maybe I want something for getting burned off Flame Body? Maybe? I do think I have a different solution for that. Instead of running... Oi, oi, oi. Not you, please. Esper. I think Esper is in a pretty good spot. I can run Psychic Move for coughing. I can run Heal Bell, so I can, if I get procced by static, or if I get flame bodied, or if I get put to sleep, I do have a counter versus it, which I do like Heal Bell there. I do want to bring that. I also want to bring Thunderbolt, just because it hits Corefish Archin and I'm faster, or I can speed tie, which means I have to run speed to speed tie. That justifies that. Also just run probably offensive, something like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. Keen Eye is not going to be the ability. Do I have any Intimidators or something that can confuse me? No, not really. I think Infiltrator is better in case he wants to set screens with something. Maybe like Elekid screens could be a thing. I find the ability select not really super good here. Like these abilities are probably not going to end up mattering in this matchup a lot. But I'd rather counter screens that don't come to the battle than try to counter and intimidate that does not exist. Okay, give me a sec. I totally forgot to put this in streamer mode just to mute my Discord so you guys don't have to think that you're getting the Discord notifications. Okay, we're good. We're back. Yeah, this is going to be quite a lengthy video, by the way, because I want to go really in depth, at least for one video, so you guys can really see how my brain works. So we're going to run Infiltrator. Do we want screens ourselves, perhaps? Maybe. Thunderbolt is just going to be nice, consistent to get Archin into range, though. Is there anything we don't hit with this combo? Not really. I don't even think Corefish can Terra into a typing that resists both of them unless I'm completely out here. Resisting Psychic would be Psychic, Steel, and Dark is immune, obviously. Stuff like that. And I don't think he has any dual typings that resist this combination. So I'm fine with that being my only physical. No, my only damaging moves. I'm fine with that. It's just about trying to find some sort of justification for the last slot. Something that can maybe deal with a Dragon Dance core fish. Boy's probably just gonna Aqua Jet me and send me though. But in case I live, is there something I want to do? Maybe T-Wave. I don't think I think you'd be hard pressed to switch in a Lick It and stuff on this. Maybe you swap in Toad School. Maybe. Do I get Icy Wind? No. Psych Up's not gonna do that much. I could Flash. Flash would actually be really hype counterplay, so he starts missing his moves, but Flash lowers the accuracy to 80, no, 100 times 0. Yeah, it lowers his accuracy to 67%, which is still a roll in his favor. I want something that's a little bit better. I think I have switch-ins for Lick It and stuff, so I think T-Wave for now is going to be my last move. I'm going to put it for now, and if I find a better last move from justification somewhere else on the team, then we just replace it. That's no problem. Obviously, we can't run Eviolite on this or this, so we just have to keep that in mind. The first thing I want to look at is how does Dragon Dance stack up versus this? He doesn't really have that much to stop it outside of... He doesn't have that much to stop it outside of statusing me. But it's going to come at a cost. Like, Intimidate is going to help soften up the momentum for coming in and setting up Dragon Dance. I think I am going to run Dragon Dance over Scarf. Because obviously you want Scarf high jump kick. It's a lot better. And if I run 15 speed Intimidate, Corefish can't one-shot me with anything. I think unless it gets like Play Rough. Fairy. No. Perfect. So the best thing you can do is like Crab Hammer or Aqua Jet. And I'd still kind of have to deal with that, so that's fine. Foul Play is also kind of a little hype just because he has very high base attack mons. The question then is, do I want Zen Headbutt or do I want Ice Punch for stuff? It's either that or I have to run something for getting status like Facade maybe. Just be okay with getting burned and then just get reduced to Facade spamming. I'd like that we have our item slot to counter that. So I think I'd rather do that and then just put another move here instead. I feel like Ice Punch could be nice. There's a freeze chance there, obviously. We can... I'm not afraid of Litwick coming in. I am a little afraid of Corefish coming in. Like coming in on this, I am a little bit like scared of that. Could run Counter too. Counter sounds kind of nice, not gonna lie. That sounds hype. If I have something for status of Dragon Dance, so Counter is negative priority though. I don't want to do that if I'm Dragon Dancing up. If I did non-Dragon Dance, I probably would have run Counter here in this matchup. Still a possibility. But I think I want something that can threaten to just set up... I do have a setup sweeper already. I just don't want to put Scarf on this because he could have faster Scarfers. I want to assign something faster than this to be a Scarfer if I'm going to have Scarf on this. I do. Maybe we just run Counter then. That would be hype. I think Counter. Counter. And then we don't have Eviolite, so we take more damage, which results in more damage in Counter too. Maybe just Rest? I'm thinking like Rest, Sleep Talk, I'm thinking Lumberry, I'm thinking Chesto, I'm thinking stuff like that. We could run Resto, Chesto. Rest, Chesto Berry, Counter Knockoff Drain Punch. I like that. It's a little bit out there, but I kind of like that. Do we run 15 speed? His speed goes 14, 16. So it is for not getting absolutely flabbergasted by Corefish, so I will do that. We run just, I think we just run standard. This also helps with the taking a little bit, this helps put us in range of not just getting O-code by physical moves, like threatening moves, running less attack. And it, like this extra attack doesn't influence that many rolls from what I've seen building Scraggy in the past. So kind of just want to do this and go about it. Obviously we want to run shiny. This is a goon bag. He's a goon and he's wearing bags, you already know. This is Mimi from Pokemon Generations, if you know that. This is Pearl Abyss. Shoutouts to, not running new shiny. Shoutouts to, yeah, these two are the only shinies. Shoutouts to Black Desert Online. Play that a little bit. So use both our Eviolites. We have a Chesto Berry there, which is kind of saucy. Kind of want to bring it back and dial it back a little. Is there anything we want to, like, what it, like, he wants to knock off this so bad. Colbert. He wants to knock off this so bad. Archon, Apom, Farfetch, Corphish, Toadskull. Like, he has so many knock offers. Chances are he's going to want to hit me with knockoff, knowing that it does super effective damage. So we just sack down with T-Wave and then we do a move. And if he swaps his T-Wave, or we can just kill it and then T-Wave the switch in. Like, there's a lot we can do with Mimi there. I like Mimi. Alright, Cubone, you get absolutely wasted. Fungus! We're bringing Fungus. The reason we're bringing Fungus, and it's going to be non-Eviolite Fungus. Oh, don't like that, but I do think our alternatives are going to be worse. So, yeah, so the thing with Fungus in this matchup, Effect Spore would actually be hype, though. He has so many contact attackers. Oh, do I do it? Oh my god. Regen, like, pro player in me says, come on, man, it's 30% chance. Regen is just goated. But he has so many contact attackers, man, and he's going to want to knock off this so bad, too. I can't bring myself to do it, because even if I run this for the fact that it's a good ability for the matchup, it's still probably going to not be as valuable as Regen, because Regen is super consistent. I have more control over when it happens. Effect Spore is a roll not in my favor, so although, like, I'm bringing a low roll not in my favor for a good purpose, which I'd rather have something that has good purpose and just fits overall better with the Pokemon. So we're definitely going to run Regen, and I also think it's going to be really crucial for the fact that we're not having an Eviolite slot on this Fungus this time around. So definitely want to bring Regen. Obviously, there's some couple things we can do here. Spore is a big one. What is his counter matchup to Spore? He can bring Goggles. He can Grass Terra, his Corphish. He can swap into his Toadskull. He has Vital Spirit on a Lekid. Are we still bringing Spore? Yes, it's 100% accurate. It's kind of like a play check. It's, I'm going to click this move. If you don't click one of your many counters, I get a lead. I get a hard lead. And if you do go into one of your counters, I don't have to click Spore. Fungus coming in should automatically alert him to Spore being a possibility. So you might want to switch into one of his checks, and we just run moves to cover that. And then we just see, based on his battle playstyle in the battle, if he's likely to switch because he's scared, or is he likely to stay in because he thinks he can handle it. I can also possibly run Shuppet to frisk stuff. Could do that. That would kind of give him more opportunity to run. That would give him a little better matchup versus the whatever it's called. Cool. Yeah, that would give him a little better matchup for Scrappy is what I'm trying to say here with my words. No Steel type. That means I like Sludge Bomb. Obviously, Sludge Bomb can poison, and that means we can't Spore. But if Spore has that many counters to begin with, we might as well just, you know, poison stuff is not bad. And then Spore is specifically for coughing. So if he brings Goggles coughing, that's where I start to kind of come into a little bit of a problem, because this is maybe one of my main ways. I kind of want to bring foul play. He has a lot of physical attackers that get absolutely bombastically messed up by it. Giga last slot. Foul play hits Litwick. Litwick has 30 base attack, but we're not going to stay in anyway, but it does hit him for super effective. So maybe that's something. A Sludge Bomb into a foul play, perhaps. Litwick has higher base speed than me by how much? What if it comes down to Litwick versus Fungus? No, they have the same base speed, despite there being a difference in the base stats. Perfect. I don't think he's going to bring any speed on his Litwick, and I don't want to bring any speed on my Fungus. I'd rather just... If it comes down to Litwick Fungus, I've done something terribly wrong elsewhere in the match, and I deserve to lose. So, good lesson, good lesson. Yeah, for sure, Soul. You're definitely doing amazing here. Okay, so I'm kind of a little bit lost on how to EV this, because obviously I don't have to think about... Oh, don't like this. No, man, there's no way we're doing this though, is it? So since I don't really am that familiar with how to EV Fungus, I usually don't draft Fungus, and there's been a lot of generations since I last used it. It doesn't hurt to look up and use your reference tools, people. I'm going to go Fungus SM, because SM, Sun Moon Gen 7 is the format that has the most Pokedex descriptions for standard formats for a Little Cup. So if there's anything that's, like, personally, I know my own rule set because I wrote it. So whenever you're doing this, cross-reference with your local rule set for the draft league to make sure it's up to date, or maybe even if it's not up to date, make sure that it's at least the that it doesn't make you bring anything illegal. Like if it said a Z crystal here, I would cross-reference that with my rule set. See, okay, Z crystals are banned, so I would have to re-strategize and reformulate it, but I could still take inspiration from what's legal in this set. You understand me? Obviously, the same. There is an incident here. This set runs Eviolite, and Eviolite is a goated item on Fungus. Let's not get started. I might even have to reconsider a little bit how I'm doing this, just because Eviolite is that good. Maybe don't want to bring Eviolite here. No, I definitely have to do, because I'm going to Terra Grass, and I definitely want to do that to help bulk up. So, although Eviolite Fungus is extremely nice, I do think Fungus is the least valuable of the three. So I'm not going to reconsider it. So here I can see they run 160 def. So if I export this, right? If I just straight up export it and do this, and I take out what's illegal, just straight up take out what's illegal. If Hidden Power Fire were here, I would just straight out. We already know my moveset, so we're just going to plug that back in. And now I have the correct spread for an Eviolite Fungus. The reason it's spread out like this is because 14 even numbers multiply better with Eviolite. So you want to run even number defenses. I do see I have some point left over here. Nowhere I can really put that. That's fine. Is this how I want to run it though? The special defense is really nice for coughing, I'm not gonna lie, which is gonna be one of the answers trying to spore that, maybe? I think I'm gonna keep it like this. Like, I might just see if there's any other place where I can, I don't think so, spend less points for it. They obviously put 160 for a different reason. Can I do it now? No. That's probably why they do it too. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. The only thing would be doing this. I'm gonna do what's called a big brain play. I'm gonna put this Fungus in the calculator, which means you can just take the same spread like this. You just paste it in here, and then you find your set. So I'm gonna find the Fungus custom set that has the moves, that has the spread. It's the right one. Cross-reference it up with this. Psychic is a 6.3% chance to OHKO. Now we're gonna put this down to 76 just to see if it makes any difference. 76, and we're also gonna check out what bigger EV yield we would get if we run 204 as the HP stat instead. So 204 here. 204. 6% chance to OHKO. So there's no real difference there in that particular role, and that's one of the roles I'm most worried about. So 124 versus 156. Same roll on Elected Life Orb, which is one of the things I'm mostly worried about. I'm not going to really do Archon because I do think Brave Bird kind of kills me anyway. I might just be fast and double check. Yeah, there's no need. The only thing I need to worry about is if it's in and out of defeatist range, which is my main worry about this anyway. So not really going to spend too much time there. Next up is coughing. Coughing I want to analyze. Coughing is kind of weird. This coughing and a lot of coughings like to run max special attack, and sometimes in even situations modest, for just amazing damage. Fire Blast does so Sludge Bomb has a 9% chance to 2 KO, and Fire Blast does 72 to 88. So just gonna keep that in mind. I'm actually gonna take a little quick screenshot of that. Just have it right here, and then we're gonna cross-reference that. What if I run 204, 76? Yeah, so as you can see, Fire Blast does a little bit more damage, and Sludge Bomb does a little bit more damage. Now it actually has a favorable roll to 2-hit KO my Fungus. Don't like that. We don't want Sludge Bomb to 2-hit KO Fungus now, and it can't poison me, so that would be the only reason for it 2-hit KOing me. That's actually going to be the difference maker between running this kind of set and 156 and 124. So that means we're going to run this set. It does leave a lot of points left over, which is a shame, but there's nothing I can do about that. There's nowhere I can plug them in. Just double checking. Yeah. So then it really just comes down to what kind of item I want to have. I can't get put to sleep, so no goggles. There's no... Like, I could run Oranberry, maybe. It would reduce knockoff damage after use. It does make sure I don't get 2-hit KO'd by some stuff. But it also increases knockoff damage on me while I'm active. So, you do have to keep that in mind as well. I could run like a Cobra Berry, but dual Wing Beat is going to hit twice. It's like he's going to do a lot of damage. I think Oranberry is my way to go with this. The nice thing about not running Oranberry on this and running Chesto Resto is because it's not the same item as Oranberry. So even though they are heal berries, kind of technically both of them, they don't count towards stacking the same item for the 2-item restriction, which is really nice for the Little Cup draft. You really want to make sure that you don't use more than 2 of the same items, okay? So now we have 3 berries, 2 UV lights. We're kind of looking for a Scarfer in the last slot, something for a little bit more speed control. But I also noticed I don't have a rocker, so then I look at my rockers. Okay, I have Cubone. Cubone can set up Stealth Rocks and effectively deal with a lot here, but also kind of gets shafted by the fact that his Terra Captain just one-shots it. Levitate is versus ground, which is Cubone's best way of hitting. I'm not really worried about knockoffs since I already have it. It's not like the most super dangerous thing to, like, it's not like I have to add knockoff. Plus my other alternative, which I'm going to add, spoiler alert, also has knockoff, which we're going to put on it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference in me and my decision making between them. Corphish, not Corphish. Cubone does deal with Elekid easier, but I think it just gets shafted by too much. Honestly, I think it just gets obliterated by too much. We do have a sleep switch in. We do have Grass Terra for counter sleep too. So it's not like I need to make my decision based on countering sleep, which would have been like I could have brought Shuppet for insomnia with that, for example. So that could have been one. I'm not really too scared about rapid spin blocking because obviously Rocks is really nice for arching, but most of my stuff can counter. Most of my stuff can just counter / deal with Toad School anyway, and then set up Rocks after. I like because Toad School would also just obliterate Cubone by the fact that it can just Giga Drain it and it would be dead because it can't run EV Light. So I think I'd rather take my chances with Tinkatank and being weak to Earth Power. I feel like I have this as a switch into Earth Power, which is deadly. Obviously, if he sleeps predicts that, he's God. Obviously, I should go here every time. So I might go here, but there is a possibility that if I predict Earth Power because he sees that as the most damaging move, this could be threatening hard switch in and just completely giving him a hard time. So yeah, there's that. So here we go. This has Stealth Rock because that's the reason we're putting it on. Also has knockoff because it's the most goated move ever, and it's also nice to have some extra knockoff support. What do I need in terms of damage? And then we figure out our support moves based on how much coverage we need. If we need very much coverage, we run knockoff plus double stab. If we don't need that much coverage, we can run knockoff and then 2 support moves. If there's something in between, we can run knockoff, 1 attacking move, 1 supporting move. So let's see here. No EV Light, obviously. Is there any reason to run Mold Breaker? There's no Magic Guard for Stealth Rocks to come through. So and there's nothing stopping knockoff from going off. Is there any ability that stops me from doing something? Maybe Neutralizing Gas, but I think Neutralizing Gas goes over Mold Breaker. Let's check that. Does Neutralizing Gas stop or work on, since work on is what's searched here, work on Mold Breaker? Nullifies all abilities. Yeah, nullifies Mold Breaker too. Okay, just to make sure. Again, doesn't have an Intimidator. Nothing to be super worried about there. If this Pokemon has no item and is hit by contact move, it steals the attacker's item. And I see no current reason to run Mold Breaker. Pickpocket is the play. He has a lot of contacts, again, as stated earlier, and Pickpocket is, if I run an item, it kind of isn't an Eviolite and is usable, maybe like an Oran Berry again. We still have one more Oran Berry because we used it here. We can use it here too. Steel has a ton of resistances, and if we EV it to live in Earth Power, for example, we could totally do that. We could Ice Hammer too, which lowers our speed, but it does have good coverage. Something to consider. Oh, Foul Play again too. Could work nicely. Figuring out what kind of coverage we need. Ice Hammer is very nice though. Pounce, lowering the target speed. Bug hits that for super effective. Skitter Smack, lower target special attack. He doesn't really have that many special attackers. Rock Tomb could be really nice for speed, to lower his speed down. We like that kind of. Covet and Thief, obviously. Is there anything weak to Fairy? Yes. That's usually the play, yes. And we don't need to run support moves for Mold Breaker to work versus something, I think. I don't think there's any need for like super heat here. I think we'll just be fine with like this and maybe Ice Hammer or Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon is stab, but we're gonna have to run special because you don't get any physical iron moves, or steel moves I should say. You do. Sorry. My bad. Completely. I stand corrected. You get Metal Claw. But Metal Claw is not going to be... Like, I'm not going to run Metal Claw over Ice Hammer if Ice Hammer helps me deal with Toe School. So there we go. Hopefully we still in Eviolite and we're at a lot of health. I want to run this kind of a little bit bulky, so I'm not going to run the most attack. We're going to do like this, or maybe like this. How much speed do we need? Kind of. 15 speed would be good. We talked a lot about why it's good. I also think, yes, we do take a lot of damage from Galarian Farfetch'd. Let's see how much. Again, I can, if there's a lot of custom sets that I'm having hard time navigating, I can just clear it, and we just refresh the page, and then we do this. Or I can just run let's do a standard Tinkatank. But that's what you do essentially. Well, it's a blank set for LC, so then it's better to just do this for sure. We just do this. Tinkatank custom set. Give me... There's 2 things I want to calculate. Farfetch'd Galar for sure. Life Orb Close Combat packs me. Okay, good to know. It does pack me. Eviolite, would that change that? Nope. So we're kind of getting packed anyway. Okay. Nice to know. We might be running 16 speed for that, but that's Life Orb. If it's not Life Orb, still kind of banks me out. 76 attack, is that all I need to one-shot it? 75% chance to kill non-Eviolite. What about Eviolite? You could lower his attack too. 156. Doesn't make a difference from 1 hit KO to a KO, which means 76 is a better spread. Hopefully it lowers his attack and does not miss. Knock on wood. Next thing I want to calc is Cold School. Your Earth Power does a lot, baby. But if we run 76 attack, that's more we can put into defense and special defense for HP. So I kind of want to do that. I also think it's worth running 16 to speed tie the... It's worth running 16 to speed tie the Galarian Farfetch'd. We don't use any more points, we just use our nature for that. Run 76 attack. I think Ice Hammer is still gonna plow Toad School. I'm taking my chances with 93, man. I really am. I like 196 doesn't even change. Oh my god, it doesn't even change it. There you go. LC rolls and spreads, baby. Yeah, so 76 is goated. That's all I need, and then we just run a lot. Obviously, Oran Berry is going to heal. If we want Oran Berry, the less HP we have, the more effective Oran Berry is going to be. So we want to invest as little as possible in HP and the more in defense and special defense. So let's see how many we can go here. 4 there, okay. I want to see how many ticks can I do here. 1, 2, 3, and 3. 3 is the highest I can do there. 1, 2, 3. So we want to do 2 here and maybe 2, not 2 ticks there. That feels a little wrong. Maybe this, 1 in each. 84, 36. Earth Power becomes a 6% chance to one-shot. Love that. Far-fetched Galar, Choice Card variant. Close combat just straight up kills me. What if I'm 76 defense though? 75% gives us a 25% chance to live. Not gonna scoff at that. Not gonna scoff at that. Obviously that's a speed tie too, so there's a chance I just kill him, and there's a chance he just kills me. So good luck. I hope you're running 16 for that speed tie, Haakon. That's gonna be a hell of a one. But even if he kills me, I should get any info on if he's Life Orb, if he's maybe Eviolite, or if he's Scarf. Like if I go first, I definitely get information. If he goes first, that's either winning speed tie or Scarf. That tells me little, but at least I get a clean switch in. I could probably Intimidate's not gonna work against you. It's not really worth going for at that point. Yeah, why not? I could just probably go. I feel like not having a Scarfer kind of messes me up a little bit here, though. I'm not gonna lie. Scarf Rocks is not the play, let me tell you right now. I do have Thunder Wave here, though, and I do have Sleep, so it doesn't matter if he's fast or if he's asleep. You have Intimidate, he has priority. It's kind of like a little wonky matchup for me, not completely loving it. But I can work with this, for sure. I can work with this. How are you? Oh yeah, you get like a purple. I like that. I like that, I like that, I like that. I wonder what I called my Fungus back in the day. I don't remember. I remember I called my Mienfus 50 bags because I always got a bag off of the 50-50 fake out turn 1. I always won those. I remember that. Fungus. Hard to remember, man. It was just balls or something. Sure, balls. Mimi. Tinka Twink. Tinky Winky. There's a lot of things I can call this. I can also call you Star Child. Sounds fitting for you. I don't want to run you Shiny, just because I like silver better than bronze. A little bit, like the color scheme for it. So we're going to do this. And then just a final check over. Again, not loving the fact that I don't have a Scarfer, but again, I do have Thunder Wave. I do have Sleep. I do have Rapid Spin. So yeah, I do feel like I have some tools to deal with speed. It's also fine going last if I have bulk up boosts. Sorry about that. It's also fine going last if I have bulk up boosts. If I can recover and get analytic, it helps analytic as well, not going first. A counter is also another tool for not going first. This is what I'm talking about when I say stuff like either get tools to go first, like either try and fight for going first, or prepare for worst case scenario and prepare for your opponent going first. Here we have a little bit of a fine balance, a mix of both. We have some tools to try and help us go first, and we have some backup tools to plan for our opponent going first. So probably gonna get one shot by counter. Maybe U-turn on the counter would be goated, or knockoff even. It should do solid damage. We'll just have to see about that. Kind of want to consider going Scarf Scraggy right now. Rest counter seems a little bit too niche. I feel like I need a Scarfer so bad, man. I need a... oh, but you're 15 Scarf. Why, man? Why are you 15 Scarf? Yeah, whatever. I'm going to change this to Scarf. Counter is amazing. I think I'm going to try and harder contest. Like Scarf Moxie, for example. Scarf Moxie is so good. Scarf Moxie is so good because it doesn't matter if he comes in. If he can't outspeed me, if Galarian Farfetch'd is not Scarfed, it just gets one shot by me being +1. I can run High Jump Kick instead of Drain Punch then. That's better on Scarf variants. Obviously he can run counters for this. Zen Headbutt gets a better flinch chance. It covers Coughing and Galarian Farfetch'd. I like that a lot. And then again, I don't really know what to run for the last move, right? Not too sure what I want to run for the last move. I just know it's not like Fake Out, right? I could sit here and try and figure out what I need coverage for, but I also want to just take a look at what it likes to run on Choice Scarf set. It likes to run Poison Jab, or it also likes to run Drain Punch. Do I need Poison Jab or anything like that? I might need Ice Punch. I might need Ice Punch. Since I have Heal Bell too, I'm also fine in going Moxie over Shed Shell or Shed Skin. I have Sleep Switch-ins here and here. I have, or there Terra, here non-Terra. I have Heal Bell, so if something else gets slapped, I'm kind of fine, or if this gets slapped, I'm fine. I can go for a Scarf knockoff into Toad School, it putting me to sleep, me Heal Belling here later, and just going for High Jump Kick spam, for example. High Jump Kick is also insanely nice if Litwick doesn't show. If Litwick does show, we just knock off until it's gone, and then High Jump Kick spam. And then Zen Headbutt is obviously for coverage versus the things it struggles with the most. So I High Jump Kick you, probably, or I knock off you. Knockoff Scarf can also be a very nice last resort. You take away its items, so something else can deal with it coming in and revenging. Zen Headbutt for you. Do I need Ice Punch for you? Maybe. I feel like Scarf knockoff is the play, like it covers it. I feel I'm probably just gonna run Drain Punch for the late game if I'm really moxied up, or if I know I can moxie up a lot and I don't have to risk High Jump Kick. I can just Drain Punch and just get health back, and that can be a nice solid one. I don't feel like I need Ice Punch just for Toad School. I'm locked in. It can go to Core Fissures or Ice Resist and just Dragon Dance on me. I don't like that. I'd rather just Drain Punch at that point. Okay, now I feel more confident, a little bit more confident, because we have a little bit better speed distribution. Choice Scarf is just the second best item in Little Cup, man. After using both of my UV lights, it becomes the best item to put on things, so it's just really nice for speed control. And I don't think I want 2 setup sweepers. Like, I'm fine with just you relying on bulk up. I don't need Dragon Dance and bulk up. If his team was a little slower, I probably would have tried Dragon Dance instead, just because I feel like I would have gotten more out of getting a turn for free. I feel like Haakon's team gives me very little turns for free. I have to really play out my game to make sure rocks are up for Archon, make sure my positioning doesn't auto lose to Garlic and Farfetch'd, or make sure Corfish doesn't punish me with too many Dragon Dances and stuff like that. Make sure to not get slept. I have to position for everything, so I feel like this gives me a lot more to play with. That's going to be it for the Team Builder versus Haakon. If you enjoy the process, I'm very happy to hear that, and I'm very happy to do more of these for you. Obviously, this is a very long video, so hopefully you sat with your popcorn and you had a great time with me. But now we're going to go ahead and hit it up over to the battle. So if you would please, Soul, in the future, hit us up from the battle. Take it from there. Thank you. What's good? This is Soul from the future. Just wanted to add a quick little note here. So we actually figured out the fact that Tinkatank is not able to carry knockoff just because it has an egg group named Fairy, and Tinkatink is an all-female Pokemon, so it has no male breeding partners that can give it knockoff for level 5, and it doesn't learn knockoff until level 52, which kind of makes it a Sinistea shell smash kind of situation. But the main gist of the point is, for this battle versus Haakon, I'm not allowed to bring knockoff on my Tinkatink, so instead I just thought we would mention that I would bring Thunder Wave instead, just so when you see that I don't have knockoff in the battle and you wonder what happened, that's the reason. Now we can get on to the battle. Enjoy. Alright, Haakon, it's your turn to get the work, man. Let's do it. Let's load up the Haakon team. That's it right there. Cancel the challenge. I can probably just challenge him then if he doesn't want to challenge. It's just that and my Haakon team. Alright, let's get into it. Battle 2 of the singles pools in SOS Hybrid Cup 1. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, people, if you like the content that you see here on the channel, man. I really appreciate everybody's support on this. I really do, man. I really do. Kind of the nerves are coming back to me. I'm playing this literally right after Noah. Like, as literal, like, I just hopped off the call after the post-game interview to get this going, man. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, good luck, have fun. So I'm gonna post this. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna post this in the server so peeps can see. Just ping the hybrid one. There we go. If you guys want to see that, we're gonna make a spectator roll. Okay, here we are, Haakon. Apom is interesting. Apom is really interesting. I need to look at my team just to look at what I have again. So we got you with Pickpocket and Oranberry. We like that. We got you with Oranberry. Yes. We have Psychic, Heal Ball, Thunderbolt, Thunderwave. I do remember that I really want to lead with this. If he goes, I don't really have the best sleep tactic here. Well, I do have Terra Grass versus you. I guess I could start here too, but it's just like the, what's it called? The Elekid is kind of scary to me a little bit. I'm going to start it here, man. I said to myself I would start here, so I'm going to start there. Apom is right there. Probably could go for like, whatever it's called. Fake out normal gem kind of stuff. Do I want to take that? I don't know. It could also just go for a pure knockoff. Let's see how much he's doing to me. Apom. Apom 5. 2 for 2. I want to see fake out. I want to see knockoff. I want to see normal gem. Normal gem. It probably has acrobatics too. So Psychic does a shit ton to me. Or him, I should say. I'm also worried about him knocking off something just random. How much do you do to Fungus? Fake out normal gem. I think I'm just going to stay in Psychic. Fake out goes off. So that is not, what's it called? It's not normal gem, okay? So I am staying in, taking that damage. Knockoff, I'm still out of knockoff range from this. It does 43 to 52. I could Thunder Wave here as well. I think I'm just going to go for a Psychic. Knockoff is there. Colbur goes off. I live that. That's a lot of damage. I like that. He might just knock off again. I wonder if knockoff triggers Pickpocket in the same turn. I doubt it does. And there's not really anything super else I want to lose here. Do I need this for anything? Yes, I kind of need it for you. If that's Scarf, then I don't need it. If it is Scarf, no, if it is Scarf, I don't need it. If it's not Scarf, I need it. So we're going to preserve this. I think I'm just going to go here, man. I resist knockoff. I can do stuff. So this is not normal gem. That's nice to know. Goes for another knockoff. Gets a crit. That's unfortunate. Knock off my Oranberry. But I steal his Ogwolf. So that's interesting. I think I'm going to get up rocks here. I'm going to definitely get up rocks because of Archon. Attention! Brother Stritchy! It's the meme. Attention! Attention citizens, the meme. It's really nice. So it does trigger on the same turn, and I like that. Agua Berry's not as good as Oranberry, but we take those. We definitely take those. And I think I can get up Stealth Rocks here for free. I think I for sure can get up Stealth Rock here for free. And I need Stealth Rock up here for free. For putting this more in range for the Archon. 100% need it for Archon. 100%, 100%, 100%. So that's Berry. That's interesting. I kind of wanted to scoop an Eviolite, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So that's kind of hype. Goes Elekid. Interesting. And I get up Rocks. Elekid, 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 Elekid. Okay, what are you cooking, Elekid? You do a lot of damage. I don't like that. You do a lot of damage. Kind of don't have the best switch into you because you're not grass yet either. How much does Psychic do to my Fungus? 6% chance to Oko. Why didn't you say so? This is so bad for me, bro. I could go here after. You got up Rocks, which I'm really happy about. But you have more use cases because you can T-Wave stuff. Player off hits like a truck. Am I going to sack Mimi though? Am I? Yeah, let's sack Mimi. I think Mimi sack. Because if I go here, he's going to Thunder move and then he's going to Psychic afterwards, right? And we don't want that. That's just extra damage. So we're just going to go Mimi. We're just going to go Mimi. I don't think there's much he can set up versus me either. I think we're good. I'm just going to sack this Esper right here. Fire Punch, predicting the Fungus. See? That's it. That's Life Orb. That's Life Orb, baby. So now I can kind of decide what I want to do. I can definitely go Staryu and Terra. But Fire Punch is still going to hurt. Like Ice Punch, Fire Punch is still going to do half. But I could, but Scald is also doing great damage. And I am going to go last, so that will proc Analytic. I can also go into Scraggy. HJK, he has no Ghost. That's also amazing. But obviously I do run the risk of putting myself in static. We don't want that now, do we? I can also go here. He is going to be Vital Spirit, so I can't put him to sleep either. I think I'm going to go here in Terra. I think that's it. I think I'm going to go here. Grass Terra, and I want to Scald this, please. I think 91 as well. Since he's not at max HP, I think this kills straight up. 6% chance to Oko, but he's taking he's taking how much damage? He's at 91%. 19. 20. Yeah, he's at like 19, I think. So Scald has a 50% chance to KO, obviously. Yeah, Ghost Toad School, which does proc my Analytic, by the way. Does get the burn there, which is perfect. And now we go for Ice Beam, because we're faster. There's no way he Scarf. Yeah, that's it. Dead. We keep Rocks up for the Archon. That's amazing. We actually need to do this. We need to do this. And now when this comes in, it can't kill me. Unless it crits. It can't kill me. I proc Analytic and it's in death range of Scald now, which is even better. So this actually worked even better for me. Yeah, so you're gonna go there. I'm just gonna go here. Because I really cannot risk this speed tie and him knocking off my Eviolite. I need my Eviolite in order to live a hit from Elekid. I just need it, I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it. I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it. I need it, I need it, I need it. Go for your fake out shit, proc my Agua off, and then you're in bad position. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And then we just spam player offs until the cows come home, baby. Please, baby. Please do it. Just goes here. Fake out goes out 50%. Agua off is even lower. I think I'm just gonna spam player off. I don't think Ice Hammer has any justice. I don't think he goes hard Archon on those rocks. I really don't think so. So let's do it. 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 Let's do it, Haakon. Let's do it, Haakon. Shadow Ball. That puts me in Agua off, does it not? It does not put me in Agua off either. Okay. But this thing, if it comes in, I'm just sacking, to be honest. If Corphish comes in, I'm T-waving and stuff like that. So Niche move alert. Shadow Ball. Yes, Shadow Ball is a niche move alert. Shadow Ball Apom has been spotted. Hi. Yes, I don't know what he has Shadow Ball for. I really don't. I don't understand it. If he has it for Shoutout, knockoff is just better. I don't understand what he has Shadow Ball for. Maybe for Esper, but then why didn't he click that? You go here. Okay. Do you kill me though? You probably send me, to be honest. You probably send me. Far-fetched Galar. I don't really have a good switch in for this either. Just letting you know right now. I just play rough. This is a speed tie. I'm just gonna play rough. I win the speed tie. Oh! We raise the speed tie, or we sack and go into something that can kill it later. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We won the speed tie, baby. Woo! Or maybe he wasn't 16 speed. I'm gonna have to listen to this after if he was. So we're just gonna T-wave here. Terra Dark is really interesting. Terra Dark knockoff. Ooh. Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Question now is you don't really have that much for my Scarface JK kind of sends you right now. So we're just gonna have to cross our fingers, boys. Scarface HJK should kill this and everything coming in. Come on, Scraggy, don't do me like this. Come on, Goonbag. Goonbag, Goonbag, Goonbag. Goon, as in Team Skull. Come on, baby, get me that bag. Give me that bag. Even if I miss, I'm still faster. I have to miss twice in order to Giga Choke this. Come on, baby, don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. Come on, 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 come on. I'm even gonna reset it for you because that high jump kick would have missed. This is gonna hit. Look, 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 look. Yes! No static, no static. Moxie 2. There it is! There it is! Scarf high jump kick, baby. Come on. That was 1 of 3. 1 of 3. 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. Come on. Come on. I'm running till the cows come home. Come on. Come on. Rockside. He's faster. He's Scarf. No flinch. Bye-bye, baby. 2 attack, Moxie. Scraggy getting them kills this season. Let's go. Not even the Terra Captain. Give me 1 for the money. Give me 1 for the money. Full para, high jump kick. Come on. 1 for the money. 1 for the money. 1 for the money. That's it. Let's go. GG's, Haakon. GG's, man. Scarf HJK Scraggy putting in the finest of work. GG's, man. GG's. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right. So that's going to be it for that battle. I'm going to ask if Haakon wants to do a kind of a post-game interview. So we'll no problem. All right. So I feel like you have me on the back foot from turn 1. I kind of liked your fake out. Your fake out knockoff. My question is, where does the Shadow Ball come in here?
Shadow Ball? I was thinking about when I used Shadow Ball, I was like, okay, his team is like, some of you has weakness to Shadow or a Ghost. So I was like, yeah, I need to see. Someone are like, especially not that good at special defense. So I was like, just like to trip you up. I would like to have like golden Shadow Ball.
I see. See, so it was kind of like a Shadow Ball out of left field to try to catch me off guard.
Yeah.
I see. That's interesting because I was hoping that when I didn't see it was normal gem fake out, I was hoping that it was Eviolite so that when you knocked me off, that I could grab the Eviolite, and I was surprised to see the Aguav Berry, which is an interesting one. Unfortunately for me, it did not proc. I believe I was just outside of the range. Yeah. But that's really interesting. And you had pick up, so it would actually go back on you if I used it, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. The Terra Dark Corefish, talk me through that. That's for knockoff, I believe?
Yeah, that's for knockoff, and also for looking at your team. Your team was mostly of your team was weak to dark, and I said like, okay, I need to be able to hit you with most of my team, most of our Corefish. So I was like, okay, your team. It was either dragon or dark, but I think dark because I didn't have any dragon moves.
No, for sure.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. I can see it. I was really scared for this Alekid, Garlier, and Farfetch combo because I just standard sets of them both kind of run me. So it's your Brave Bird kind of just pulls in my Fungus, and I can't really do anything there. And I was expecting the Alekid to be Vital Spirit for sleep. but it still just packs me with Psychic. It has a 6% chance to kill me from full HP, so...
Yeah.
So your team was really offensive. I really like it, and I think you brought some exciting stuff here. I can hop over to my team real quick so you can see some of my thought process. Rufflet is never hit the field, but Bulk Up Roost kind of, you have a lot of physical offense. So I think when I get defense boost from Bulk Up, that can, and Roost to keep me healthy, I think it has some potential there. It does get packed by a Lekid, so I kind of have to look out for that a little bit, but it's definitely a little bit scary there. My Staryu is Terra Grass for trying to catch off, to resist still water from Corphish, and to also not get put to sleep, and it can also try and fool a Lekid into using an electric type move versus me, and then I can resist that and hit back. And then
that's why I also put Fire Punch on Lekid. If I saw you were grass, I would jump over to Fire Punch.
Yeah, for sure. Which does half, by the way. That packs me. It does half. So it's not a switch in whatsoever. My Goon Bag, my Scraggy was Scarf, High Jump Kick, Knockoff, Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch, and Mox. Yeah.
Yeah, the Moxie just. I felt like when he had Moxie, I was like, okay, I need to stall him, but it didn't work.
Yeah. So what it came down to basically there is this 90% accuracy. If I miss this, I take half health, don't do any damage, and then you kill me. So I basically had to just pray to the heavens that this would hit. But I felt like if you had like Scarf, it loses to misses. It loses to things that like Scarf Lekid. It also loses to Scarf Galarian Farfetch'd. So I do have to be a little worried. But once I can start to rule those out, because my sack was kind of like I spared my the last of my Tinkatank. I was ready for that to go down, so I don't have to switch into Galarian Farfetch'd. Luckily, I won that speed tie. If you win that speed tie, this battle is a whole lot harder. By the way, so it was really nice. I also had to sack my Esper, which made me scared of not having too much for example, the Galarian Farfetch'd, because I'm faster if you're not Scarf. But it was kind of like a little thing where I don't know how much you're going to status me, and I don't. I see no coughing, so I think that was maybe perhaps the play. Fungus never saw the field either, but that had Oranberry. So if you kind of like it can come in and then get Oranberry and then regen or Giga Drain, so it has super high recovery. So just wanted to put you on that real quick. That was there. It was definitely there to threaten some Spore and stuff like that. And then last but not least, obviously, Pickpocket. We know it was pretty hype about that. I did not know that triggered on the same turn. I was expecting to lose my item and then having to take another hit, but kind of worked out a little bit. Glad I got the T-Wave and stuff like that. But yeah, I think you played really good. And thanks for doing this post-game interview with me.
No problem.
Yeah, so that's going to be it. For this week of the SOS. This has been your boy Soulblaze, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I choose to do. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I'll see you guys in the next SOS video. Peace.